Admiral Onasi, I chose you over the Republic. Over millions.
I'm not certain any one of us wouldn't have been tempted by Bastila's offer. And you did exactly what I'd hoped you would. I feel more confident now than I ever did before.
We are going there now to aid them.
Let's do it before it's too late. And I know Mission must be taking it pretty hard.
Hopefully we won't need that many.
Well, then we better hope HK-47, Bastila, Canderous, Juhani, and Jolie Bindo serve the Republic.
I'm pleased to be part of your company.
As long as this mission stays on course, I'll stick with you. But I won't let you betray the Republic under any circumstances.
Very well. Mikal out. Mistress.
Surprise and secrecy will serve us best.
In any case, it seems to me like our goals are compatible.
I appreciate your feelings for Karth, but you can't let your feelings override your judgment. Remember the Jedi Code. There is no emotion, there is peace.
No, I am no Jedi. I failed the most important test.
Your attitude disturbs me. Such selfishness is a sign of the dark side's taint, and it does little to fill me with confidence in you.
Mistress.
It is fortunate you were able to resist the Admiral's questioning. The fate of the galaxy could be changed by revealing the slightest piece of vital information. I see.
I want to have a word with you. Right now, we both seek the same goals. So I feel I owe it to you to tell you the whole truth about my mission and Revan. I didn't leave Revan. Revan left me behind. He was searching for something. I suppose we'll never know. Revan insisted that he go alone. I had too much respect for him to pry too deeply. I wanted to go with him. I respected him. Knew he could use me where he was going. But Revan refused, saying that he must travel alone. Before he departed, he left me with a simple mission. He told me where I could find the Mandalore's helmet, and that I must take it and reassemble the clans. When I asked him why, he told me nothing. Only that I should wait for him to return and be ready for it. But I knew he had good reason, so I accepted his mission. Revan never said what he was looking for, or what to be ready for. I don't know if I'll ever know, but at that moment, I think he had a reason.
I don't know.
Just think about it. Should we need the clans to fight the Sith, we will. And afterward, Revan will still have his army.
Things are not going as I thought they would. I need time to think about all this.
Another time, then. He said nothing else.
It is not the way of the Jedi to vanish in such a way, especially when the Republic is in need of them.
Yeah, what do you want?
Next time, there might be another way to convince someone of your point of view.
Right, that makes sense. So they sent you in their place.
That is an odd answer. What did you mean by it?
I'm not accusing you of being a coward. I'm sure there were good reasons.
It is a private reason, but it is important. I do not like to see knowledge lost, and unless steps are taken, the Jedi teachings will suffer this fate. Not much remains of the Jedi. I'm trying to find what little does remain. I have some training in the medical arts, if you are ever in need of healing as well, but my chief passion is history. I am on a diplomatic mission. I am one of several tasked with attempting to contact any remaining Jedi and convince them to return to the Republic. And there are admirals within the fleet who recognize that the Jedi must be found if the Republic is to hold together. But it must have been important for Revan to leave as he did. He did nothing lightly, and his plans often could not have been felt for months or even years after he did them.
You were right, of course. We cannot turn away from the path we've started on, no matter where it may lead.
Consider what I've said.
Our ship will be ready soon. Then it's off to Coruscant for a week or so. Not a chance.
No, we're not due for another shipment for at least another week.
Wish I could fly a bird like that. The Hawk's been in and out of here for ages.
Wouldn't mind taking a spin in the Ebon Hawk myself. Sleek ship, that one.
Weird artifacts. And An out-of-the-way starport is a good place for, privateers. Not saying you are one.
Oh, the Sith certainly provide a lot of that.
Wish I didn't have to haul it around.
Chachiska. Topa na otobo kasa. Imba ni chalora kun.
It's better than thinking too much about all the Sith lurking about here.
Ah, who cares about them? I've seen some of those things they're digging up in those ruins in the valley. Pretty creepy, if you ask me.
In case you're forgetting, partner, they don't exactly want us talking about their business.
In a small colony like this, everyone knows everyone's business.
Looks like alien stuff. Maybe aliens lived on Korriban a long time ago. Who knows?
Don't be stupid. I was talking to one of those Sith, and he said there are tombs there dating back to when the Sith were here in ancient times.
There were Sith here in ancient times? Sounds like he was feeding you a line. Korriban's only been settled for a short time.
So says you. He said the planet was settled by the Sith long time ago. And then they all left or something.
That makes the stuff they send us even creepier.
Chopa chawa wisyun kun. Chiwi aita ka chong chicha.
It's in a valley on the surface, beyond some mountains to the east. No land route. That's why they have us fly in.
Shows what you know. The Academy has a route through the mountain.
Well, regardless, the Sith don't let anybody near that valley.
You'd be better off sneaking through the Academy if you want to go to the valley.
Ha! Now that'd be a sight to see.
Inkin kuno ba mulirachi kun, slima podonna.
Primary power offline.
Mucha hotonga yafulki. Chachisca do punta casa bubaca. Inkin kuno ba mulri rachikun. Gino mulira king pajak slimo poiduana.
Yes. I do not know if you heard of the Civil War on Korriban, but it was caused by Revan's absence. Perhaps the Sith have learned from Malak's defeat and have chosen a different tactic. It is like them to strike from the shadows. Mikal out. Is something wrong? You look troubled. I can feel it.
That bond is what took me down this path to begin with.
A force bond? What do you mean? I know some of what you speak. Battle meditation, the ability to touch the minds of others, to demoralize or inspire them.
I cannot allow that to happen.
What answers do you seek? I'm here because I choose to be. I believe in what we are doing, what you are doing. There is nothing I can show you as proof, except give you my word. I simply do. If you would have me, I can apply my knowledge and skills to helping you find the answers you seek.
I don't see any way I could atone for what I've done.
Then they do not understand you. And such judgments, I believe, are made in ignorance. There is no danger in what you represent, other than your humanity. It is said that when a Jedi and Padawan establish a close connection, that they can feel each other across distances and coordinate their movements in battle. The intensity of the connection varies. That bonding is said to also be something that manifests itself in such techniques. It is also said that moments of death or near death may also cause such bonds. The stronger one is in the Force, the stronger the connection.
It's true I possess feelings.
A bond often causes a sensation to be passed along it. Thoughts, images perhaps, but not actual communication and words, such as extreme fear and pain. Still, I have seen Jedi who have the ability to communicate with aliens and beasts. It is a rare thing. Perhaps telepathy is one such talent. But in the histories, since the time of the Dark Lords Khun and Keldroma, and Revan and Malak, such subtleties have been rare.
There are times I fear we shall never know where he left.
It is not the Jedi way to lie. Well, no, that is not true. There are times when truth is concealed if they think a greater good can be achieved. But when such things are done, it is always done with the intention that the person they withheld truth from cannot be trusted with that knowledge, that it will bring harm upon themselves and others.
I see.
He has come. Curious. Why were you spared? You know much of battle, enough to know that this is a battle you cannot win. I realize that you have traveled alone ever since the Mandalorian Wars, but that time of self-reflection is over, and it will be needed in the times ahead. Your feelings for her are your weakness. You could have been so much more.
Be still a moment and let me help.
You know what the choice is, but first, I must prepare you for what is to come.
I'm here.
Are your preparations complete?
Yes?
And our cargo?
It's done.
I must leave you for a time.
What can I do?
Nothing you need to worry about.
I will understand if you feel you must go alone. I ask that you do not.
Don't worry about me. I can handle myself just fine. Look after your own health. Watch yourself.
I won't be long.
I figured you'd be back. Lucky for you, I know just the place to get a droid like that. The Ebon Hawk. My name's Canderous Ordo. I work for Davik Kang in the Exchange. Fair enough. Davik paid for the droid, but I'm the guy he put in charge of the mission. Believe me, you'll want to hear this. The entrance to the base is sealed up tight. That's why I need you. Once my time with you is done, we'll both get what we want. See, I put two and two together and figured out you're exactly the person I'm looking for. Besides, you know the arrangement, and you all get a nice cut of his action.
Just a simple droid here, nothing to see.
Tonga Bugsham Uninong. Wanga kun Beast King Bamulira.
Just tell her Canderous sent you, and she'll sell you the droid.
Kachichu Aithaudonga Tulpada Bonk Molya Gando Danago Chuchut.
Still, it might be your only chance.
Tonga Bugsham Uninong.
Mandalorians don't make threats. We make promises. So I know you don't have those codes. Look, I don't like working with strangers either, but we don't have much choice. I can provide the ship. You can get me those codes. We need each other. If you want me to help you, you've got to bring something to the table. So until you get those codes, we really don't have much to talk about.
Takum justak miki grabal mogo.
But don't take too long. I'll be waiting right here.
Rundi hadonga kuhungabi.
Tawani malere, yole binan. Atawala banchin chonchila kiri jima yuta idan. Bosa no chitarito ma, so crincho waka. Bosa micharanga domichanga. Boro somo, krimbulu na chaku. Haramontok fumasakuana mochi, nito rambanaka. Karachi nobo into machaku. Rachahaka kim shasakumana. Okasaron, bola onchinek. Hachawakea chiskatong watachiman. Barachi no sukankadon, makamando bruno intervelaino. Unisidom kanakin hochi so akatla. Inkin kunma bolira michiki-kun. Kim sasha jumbo, ta picha yubong, ji kisabola.
Kankidora.
Kakincha nawabakaon.
Achuta. Wangakun pistol piking kunyana. Tong patogas maktelia.
Kimba nikcha lora kun. Uba baska doana chichopa muska.
Kuya mi juz kachita. Naipatoga ya fulki kukula jichi.
Chopa chawa wisyun kun. Chiwi aita ka chong chicha. Jino molirani bubo tonking ba. Noku nexag. Ichuta.
I knew we'd run into some of Davik's old associates sooner or later. No matter where you go, somebody's working for the exchange.
Kavadumpa munsuro kublaliyawa. Bo bagaragawanda yaitua ulwanjiuma.
I am no beggar. I just need a little help is all.
Tonghite mosi jochia yumba ditawa ebawatune ruta.
Please, will you help me?
I have many pressing matters that require my attention.
I wouldn't have any idea who to trust. I'd rather trust a newcomer like you.
Daemon Drexl.
I have my suspicions.
Now that you have had some time to consider your options, have you decided to agree to my terms?
I guess I don't have much choice, do I?
Now, moving on. As you know, I have intentions to make a significant financial contribution.
Half is acceptable to me. I agree.
And look forward to working with you to finalize the details of our agreement.
Oh, thank you. I hope it is enough. You've been a great help. I appreciate it.
I am very willing to cooperate with you. I feel a slave trafficking network would be the most suitable option to pursue, given the situation here.
What? Please tell me you're kidding. I can't get any lower than this, and you would take advantage?
Both Zerka and the Sith themselves practice slavery, so they are hardly going to waste resources on any investigation.
I have nothing left.
Guards! Guards! Get in here!
No, I won't!
Our negotiations are now complete.
What are you doing? I'll do what you want. Please, don't do this to me.
Runda di hotonga kun honkabi.
Please, no.
Excellent.
I ain't talking to you. I'm talking to your friend, aren't I?
Chuba, ronga nobis, mashashi, chuba munsa.
I can say the same about you. That makes us even.
Tokpa no kun, no nek.
So what do you say? We join forces, and I can get you inside and right to the Ebon Hawk. Not yet.
Ochutoraka.
Rundi Haudonga Kuhungabi.
By the looks of you, I'd say you're down here for the same reason we are. To salvage something from the Sith base. Getting in won't be easy, unless we work together. Here's the deal, and I can provide the Ebon Hawk.
Tochi monas runta. Yun bola. Watagratonchi mulira. Pitasa kantone.
Jink Palamul Tonk Kimba Nakonkek. Tung Ting Tachun Kun Nek Mulira Best.
You seem like you know how to get results. That's just the kind of person I'm looking for.
Incho sasha imparoni kiwabwa.
Trying to pick a fight with a Mandalorian. I can see you're not too bright.
Rundi Haudonga Kuhungabi.
Maybe. You might be able to find something worthwhile inside one of them. I guess you won't know until you give it a shot.
Achuta. Wonga kun pistol piking kunyana. Tong patoga smaktelia.
We should get down to our business and finish it. We can go right now.
Hoshmanfu ni wado de kuta maasapa. Tongi wamaji.
Self-observation. My pigmentation is also an unusual shade of red and covered in corrosion. This is embarrassing. It is a start, and as such, is acceptable. Yes, ready to serve, in whatever way a common protocol or utility droid might serve. Seems that is my lot in life.
Still around the starport, I see. Heading off soon.
A life in the army. Not my career of choice, though. Would you humor me and tell me a little bit about yourself? Your job?
Oh, nobody special. I just do the routine maintenance work for the ships that come in. I used to see the Hawk here all the time.
Yes, I kind of figured that. I am not used to such unbiased acceptance from one who is nearly a stranger to me. We KOTOR do not make friends easily, or for long. Even on Dantooine, I remained alone. Not ostracized exactly, but separate. We do not deal well with groups. This situation is new to me. I appreciate that you take the time to talk to me.
Yep, take care now.
Greeting. Oh, hello, little T3 unit. I am HK-47, Protocol and Translation Droid. Answer. Of course I am all right. Why wouldn't I be? Statement. I am fulfilling my primary function, which is to facilitate communication between species and put an end to hostilities. Musing. I think perhaps I would enjoy learning a new language, or watching an informative holovid. Surely our master recognized this. We understand that one was quite competent for an organic.
T3. My.
Yin kuno ba mulira chinkun. Tongai tun kun ching.
The secondary external entrance is reserved for Sith personnel only and is not to be used by visitors.
Ni bobo jimata, ni punaje, dolpi kiknyunyan.
You've got the codes, and I'll get us Davik's ship. Do we have a deal?
Jink palamul tonk king ba na konkek.
Sorry, but I don't usually volunteer information to anyone who just asks.
Rundi Haudonga Kuhungabi, Wana Kunbes. Chink Palamul Tonk Kingba na Konkek. Tonk Nabung Shanun Yang. Tonk Patogas Magdelia.
Hold on just a second. It's that one.
A human. Why have you come to this dark place? Why disturb my sleepless rest?
Analysis. This emanation barely registers on my sensors, Master. Blaster fire may be ineffective, but I am prepared to test that, at your word.
Wamakunbes, Chinpalamuji, Tongpatokas Magdelia.
I had a name once. Ajunta Paul. Yes, that was my name. I was one of many. We were servants of the dark side. Sith Lords, we called ourselves. So proud. In the end, we were not so proud. We hid from those we had betrayed. We fell, and I knew it would be so.
Wamakunbes, Chinpalamuji.
Our temple, our tomb, built far from our enemies, we revered power and threw off the teachings of our old masters. We were the first to rebel, to betray, to surrender ourselves to the dark side. So strong, we thought, so wrong.
Wamakunbes, Chinpalamuji.
Our oldest secret is buried, but not here. I remember nothing else. I cannot help you.
Wangakun Beast King Bamulira.
We were not the first to fall to the dark side, but we had more power than those before us. We came from elsewhere.
Hakojekopa.
Our oldest secret. Only we would know. We lords. Only we would know where our power came from.
Jino Mulira King Pajak.
I cannot, human. It is a secret of so long ago. I no longer remember. You must find this place. Or have you? Or did you? Or will you? I see your dark heart, human. I see your power, your pride. You will find the old place, the dark place, and you will regret it.
Tongabug Sham Uninong.
The Force no longer touches my mind, human. And even if it did, I no longer remember our secret. You must find this place with it. We hid from the Jedi, but it was not they who destroyed us. Is it not obvious what we did? We destroyed each other. We desired the secrets of each other to increase our power. We battled until finally our fortress rained down on top of us. And so, here, our old secret is buried, and none of us hold it anymore. Is that not right? Our power fled. Oh, what became of us? Do the Sith still thrive? Did they ever return?
Kachichu Aitha Haudunga. Yinkin Kuno Bamulira Chikun.
I shall not tell you. Our oldest secret, I shall not. Be gone.
What was that all about?
Comment. I see little reason for us to remain in this tomb.
Jino Mulira King Pajak Slimopoidwana.
No, this is the helmet of the old Mandalore. The same one he wore in the Exar Kun War, and many wars before that.
Rundi Haudunga Kuhungabi. Wana Kunbes. Kachichu Aitha Haudunga. Tungting Tachun Kun Nek Mulirabest. Kachichu Aitha Haudunga. Yinkin Kuno Bamulira Chikun. Slima Bodona.
I wanted to speak to you about our mission.
Feel free to ask me whatever you wish.
First, what kind of background do you have?
I am an historian and scientist working for the Republic. Although I'm certain my contemporaries would judge me more a historian than scientist. What do you wish to know?
I know very little about you.
All right. I am afraid I have not been entirely open with you concerning my past. If I look familiar, it is because we have met before. I met you on Dantooine, long ago, briefly. You were different. We could all feel it. As on Coruscant, Force-sensitive children are taken to Dantooine as well, though it is done rarely and only with those they believe are destined to become Jedi Knights. It is the secret nature of the place. If you are not chosen by a master when you have come of age, however, then the path of the Jedi is denied to you. And in any event, there was no one to train me, even if I wished it. They all went to war as I grew past the age of acceptance. My master, the one intended for me, left to fight in the Mandalorian Wars. And so I decided to serve the Republic, study the Jedi teachings, gather them perhaps.
That's a relief to hear. I have never found the Jedi path an easy one to walk. And it's good to know I'm not alone.
Thank you. It is good to hear a perspective of one who has walked in their halls and spoken to their masters. I thought I was the only one who held such doubts. Many Jedi defied the Order during the Mandalorian Wars, and it paved the way for the Jedi Civil War to come. Many of the Jedi Council trained Exar Kun, Ulic, Revan and Malak. How could they not see the danger they posed? And if they could not, perhaps there was some essential part of their teachings that was flawed. Something beyond the Jedi Code that they were missing.
I don't know.
Master Arca taught Ulic. Master Baz was the one who saw what Exar Kun could become, but he took no steps to stop him. Master Jar taught Malak, and Revan had many masters, including Jar, Kay, and Dorak. And towards the end of the training, Revan sought out many other teachers to learn certain techniques. And it is said that he went to his first and final master to learn how to leave the Order entirely as she had. And such teachings and their teachers is why I harbor doubts. Why I wonder if something is missing from the Jedi Code. It was for the best, I think. I had begun to have doubts. And I think the masters were aware of them. Mysterious are the ways of the Jedi. Sometimes they see things the rest of us do not. Other times, such sight brings arrogance. I knew at that moment that if you would no longer be a Jedi, then you must be correct. I realized I did not want to be a Jedi. Instead, I wish to follow your path.
I don't think I'm the proper Jedi to guide you. I am no master.
Some part of you should be preserved, so that your lessons would not be lost.
That's kind of you to say, but I know for myself it's not really true.
I follow you. Feel as I do because it is my choice.
I see.
At times, I meditate. Simply close my eyes and listen. Yes, I have learned a meditation technique, a way of achieving one's center by clearing the mind.
Let me try.
Very well. If it will give us knowledge of the threat against us, then I will do so.
I can't.
I try to treasure these moments before the next crisis begins. It is quite calming.
Yes, I thought I'd let go of that anger. All my training and it comes back so quickly.
Jedi.
Is there? Must be hearing things. But for a moment. What was that? Do you know?
Wait here. I won't be long.
This is Canderous. We're at the Ebon Hawk.
Kachichu Aitha Haudunga. Slima Podonna. Rundi Haudonga kun hunkabi. Wama kunbes. Chinpalamuji.
It is, like I promised.
Who are you? What are you doing on this
I don't know.
I'll take care of this. I'm not asking for help. I'm just asking you to let me do this.
You? Why have you done this? Such devices are a repository of Sith knowledge.
I'm just asking you to let me do this. Cross me, and I might have to reevaluate our arrangement.
Kipuna!
That is not what I asked. Although I thought perhaps we had some measure of trust between us.
If you say so. No problem.
We cannot turn away from the path we've started on.
I can tell you want to know more, but we can talk more later about this. Our history and our ways are something we shield from outsiders.
Enough, Mandalorian. I'm sorry, forgive me. Snapping at you like that won't help our situation. There are some who believe Korriban is the birthplace of the Sith.
Yes, to some perhaps. Yet the Sith have already experienced their own collapse, and I suspect their new tactics are proof of that. There was no Sith leader since Revan who has survived long enough to rule. Even Malak turned on Revan and caused his own downfall. The Sith respect order and control, that is true, but few of them seem ever able to hold that power for long. To see their philosophy at work is like watching a continual collapse, just like watching their academy fall in on itself. There are so many histories, relics, holocrons that speak of their teachings and their code. I fear that unless someone makes an effort to find and keep them, they will be lost forever. I do not want that.
There are secrets here best left uncovered.
I believe you are right. The students made their own choices, as much as the histories tell us. Again, I thank you. It has been long since I was able to speak to one who knows the Order and its philosophies. I think we are done speaking for the time being. This discussion has been too enlightening, I feel.
Fair enough.
What's wrong?
I won't trouble you with this anymore.
Ikukuno noba mulira jikun. Tonghit kun chonching. Ne boboje mata de punage.
Yinkin kunoba mulira chinkun.
Wi itanan dayata. Kava volpa mulji kumuna. Wata yuma wama huhu nandetek. Shotung ni patoga. Wano kusbe ching palamule tonke.
Tonghai tun kun ching. Ni boboje mata. Ni punaje. Mucha shak pangpa. Yinkin kunoba mulri rachikun.
Kichun shishineng chene kun. No bale mule rachikun. Wano monkuz bes chingapula mula.
Takum justak miki grabel mogo. Kachi chu aithaudonga. Dolpi kik yunyan.
Panaoto.
Statement. It has been some time, and we have much to discuss.
I suppose you're right.
Statement. You wish to conduct an interrogation? Very well. I exist only to serve. My photoreceptors! My photoreceptors! Now, answer the question. Agonized exclamation. Our self-preservation software would not permit such an action. We cannot harm ourselves or purposely allow another HK-50 unit to come to harm. There is something I am forgetting, yet somehow that comforts me. Command. You will talk. Defiant statement. There is nothing you can do to me. Do your worst. Someone clones you. Badly, I might add. They even change your pigmentation. And of course, they refer to meat bags as organics. Unacceptable. special up the charge of your circuits next time. Posturing statement. I will never talk. Statement. Then I will have to settle for your screams. Telos held many secrets beneath the surface. Statement. My prisoner has revealed something of interest. Allow me to share it with you. The facility that is creating these cruder, unsophisticated versions of me is located on Telos. Master, my feeling would be the exchange.
I see. There are a few among them who might recognize my face.
I propose we go there and turn it into a smoldering crater.
Maybe you're right. I'll have to think about that.
I heard the Republic is trying to rebuild the world. Nothing but a waste of resources, if you ask me.
Telos is important because its success will determine whether or not the other dead worlds receive the same reconstruction efforts. If Telos is rebuilt and made habitable again, it will affect a string of worlds along the Rim. I think you are right. This has Revan's mark in things. To open our minds only requires that we meditate upon it. It is time. There is much of Revan's legacy that was not undone in the Jedi Civil War. I suspect these assassins are one of them. Master Vandar spoke of these assassins in the council chambers. They were used before large assaults on planets and Jedi to weaken them. I do not know if you are aware of how fragile the Republic is at the moment. Its influence is stretched thin, and it grows weaker with time. Still, there is hope, and I must remind myself of it, even when times grow dark. As long as we hold Onderon and Telos, then perhaps we have a chance. Without supply lines and a standing military, the chaos that would result would be greater than the Mandalorian Wars. That is my thought. The Republic is not without its flaws, but it is preferable to anarchy. Dantooine was one of the few Republic worlds on the Outer Rim. It is why the Republic is attempting to get the settlement up and running. Dantooine is within reach of several other Rim worlds, and the Republic will need it as a resupply post if they are to keep a presence on the Rim. Onderon, strangely enough, was unaffected by the Jedi Civil War. It's almost as if Revan didn't want to attack it. The Mandalorian Wars. I understand why the Jedi hesitated. But at the same time, I wonder if they had joined Revan united, if perhaps the Jedi Civil War would never have happened.
I don't know.
That is a question I have found no answer to. I know something of the Jedi. I have studied them for a good portion of my life. I am afraid that the life of a bounty hunter is not a profession I am suited to. The one we found speaks of strange things.
Pararanta Miki Sikosas.
Inkin kunoba mulira chinkun.
Uba baska dwana chichopa muska kakincha nawabakaon. Kimba nikcha lora kun. Ichuta.
Wanga kun pistol piking kunyana. Tong patogas maktelia.
Yun patisa.
Kuya mi juz kachita. Nai patoga ya fulki kukula jiji.
Chopa chawa wisyun kun. Chiwi aita ka chong chicha. Chino molirani bubo tong kimba no kun neksak. Kimba nikcha lora kun. Nada chawa yishun kun.
You don't intend to work as a bounty hunter, do you? What need could you possibly have?
It isn't just any helmet. It means more to us than your lightsaber does to you. Being Mandalore is the greatest honor for our people. Mandalore's helmet is passed from one leader to the next. When Revan executed Mandalore before our eyes, he cast Mandalore's helmet away, denied it to us, and left with it.
That is true. But also, I know his kind. This man, he may be different, but their warped notions of honor may provoke them to do even more heinous acts.
That's hardly fair.
Maybe. Maybe not. I cannot forgive them for what they have done to me and my people.
It's your honorable friends that committed that atrocity.
War breeds butchers on both sides of the battle lines, Jedi. You know it better than anyone.
But this man himself has proven acceptable so far. In time, Canderous may prove himself, but it will not be easy.
I ask you this. Is the galaxy better off for the Republic's victory? Look around you. Look at what your precious victory has brought you.
I am sorry. It is just that I cannot stand to be around him for very long. I suppose I do not really dislike him. It is just the Mandalorians came and overran my world. They slaughtered my race. I will do my duty and trust that you will do yours.
Have it your way if that's what you'd prefer. I will meet you outside the ship.
I can take care of myself.
Fine by me.
Wait. I can understand why you're doing this. Look into your heart, and you will realize what is truth and what is lies.
You are right. Of course. You always seem to know what you speak of.
Well done, Juhani. You have proven yourself truly worthy of the title of Jedi.
I thank you for your kind words. But we shall talk later.
After our defeat at Malachor, the survivors spread across the Outer Rim, many taking up work as mercenaries, or worse. But I will change that. There was no new Mandalore for many years. Claiming the helmet is a traditional way for the new Mandalore to be chosen. Even in defeat, we held on to our traditions. Our honor, fortunes, and lives revolve around battle. From our earliest history, this has been our way. The end of the Mandalorian Wars was something new and unknown to us. Revan fought us like a true warrior and defeated us on our own terms. Revan embodied our philosophy and showed us our own weaknesses. Then he exploited them. Without leadership and direction, the clans scattered, fell apart. You've always been in the Jedi Order. Things that are common knowledge to you are rumors and stories to the rest of the galaxy. Which is one of the reasons I travel with you. It pleases me that you recognize the truth. Revan was one of the greatest military leaders in the galaxy. In history. We'd never faced Jedi before, and didn't know the threat they represented. When he returns, though, I will be ready for him, with the full might of the Mandalorian clans at my back. We can talk about Revan and other things later, if you like. You know enough for now.
So this is the Jedi. I must admit I'm a little disappointed. The exchange has a bounty on Jedi, you know. You're worth quite a bit of money.
I do not need you to patronize me. I can take care of myself. What?
Eh? I'm more than skilled enough to work for the exchange.
Maybe. Maybe not. I have never trusted Mandalorians. They slaughtered my race. I cannot forget what they have done, or forgive.
No Mandalorian could match my skills. No Mandalorian could have been clever enough to infiltrate this station, taken the identity of one of the guards,
what?
Then...
You are just like them.
Easier for me, then. Unfortunately, I serve the Geno Haradan. You're wanted alive, but I doubt anyone will care as long as I bring them your corpse.
Eliminate? What?
Like I said, the exchange has put out a huge bounty on Jedi. I'm just looking forward to early retirement.
They are brutes and savages and destroyers of worlds. Leave me and come back when you have the courage to finish your task.
You have goaded me once, and you shall not do so twice. The security cameras have mysteriously shorted out. There will be no witnesses.
I am not a coward. I fear no one and nothing. For the Republic!
Come, Jedi. It is time to die.
All thoughts of me will slide from your vision, from your mind, like water. What does a Jedi see? Only what I allow them to see. You know the truth. You know who I am, but you will be unable to voice it, to remember it. At last, you understand. I do not want to win our war like this, little Jedi. When I win, I wish it to be because I was right, my teachings true. Think. Think before you throw away your life for her.
Revan.
You are greater than any I have ever trained. Now we shall see if you have the strength to stop what comes.
Revan.
What happened? Was the Jedi killed? Forgive me, but these bounty hunters pose a threat to her. Their persistence is unusual, and if they're not stopped, one of them may prove lucky. It was as I feared. They believe many Jedi lie hidden on its surface.
Where's Jolie Bindo? Is he okay?
Yes. I feel perhaps that they are misguided. Mikal out.
What is this? Ah! I'm here. I am wounded. Badly.
Are you sure you need healing?
Yes. I suppose you're correct.
You look good to me.
During the vision I felt cold and trapped. Almost as if I was buried alive. It felt like we were in some kind of tomb.
And I see nothing that would otherwise impair your health. Yes, your muscle tone looks good. Your response time seems excellent. I am surprised no one has told you the same before. It is the truth, and evident to anyone with eyes. Never mind. This has Revan's mark and things.
I fear he is forever lost.
I refuse to believe it. There must be some other reason, something else that we cannot see. I do not know. That is a question best answered by yourself.
Sometimes it's easy to lose sight of that hope in the face of such unbridled cruelty. But you speak the truth.
Because I, too, turned away from the Order. Under less extreme circumstances, perhaps, but stemming from the same reasons. I fear the stories that were spoken of you have misrepresented you. And if I have the opportunity, I shall reverse them whenever they arise. You seem to have found your center. And throughout the dangers we face, you remain calm and focused. Revan simply left. Have you ever been in a situation where you are dependent on another? Perhaps something of Revan's teachings remain.
I see.
I do not feel well.
Achuta, wanga kun pistol piking kunyana, tong patogas maktelia.
Talk. You who have beaten me so easily just want to talk? I do not believe it.
Rundi haudonga kuhungabi. Wana kunbes. Jink palamul tong kingba na konke.
I already know the tales of your exploits. Kill me now while you still have the power.
Target appears immune to assault.
Mucha haudonga yafulki.
Thinking of using technicalities to do the deed and ease your conscience?
Chachisca do punta casa bubaka. Bana oto.
I should have killed him.
Kachichu aitha haudonga. Yinkin kuno bamulira chikun. Slima podonna.
I do not know anymore what I am strong enough for. Yet even with your naive attitude, you managed to beat me.
Mucha shakpangpa. Yinkin kuno bamulri rachikun.
The Revan, the Jedi who turned to the dark side, became the Dark Lord of the Sith, and was defeated by Bastila and her strike team.
We ita nadana itya.
I do not know what happened in the wars with the Mandalorians that turned Revan and Malak, or what they sought with these star maps. But the Jedi I knew was a paragon of the Order. Whatever turned Revan must be terrible indeed.
Johnny yun turungchi we ita dia. Pola una chinek.
You should not act this way. You are treading a dangerous path. I wonder if what we find at the end of our journey will turn us as well. So now, I suppose, that all does not matter. This is how we Jedi should always act. With honor.
No Sith or Jedi, period. Why do you care?
The only way into these caves is through the Academy. There's a passage through the caves, but we're blocked by some kind of...
Rundi haudonga kuhungapi. Wana kunbes.
All right. If you could clear up the passageway for us, we can go. Thank you.
We found an old man and been taken prisoner as you ordered, Commander. There's more inside.
Mucha shakpangpa.
I agree, Commander. After speaking with the old man, I think we should question him away from the others.
Mucha haudonga yafulki. Chachiska do punta casa bubaka. Banaoto.
What do you want, old man? You better not be trying to cause any trouble, or you'll be sorry.
No doubt. Well, let me guess. You intend to collect this reward, right?
Topa yuma base. Unjoneji yukulawish.
These are the three we are supposed to watch out for, Commander.
Tonga bugsham uninong?
I'm not sure, Commander. After speaking with him, I just... What just happened? What am I doing?
Chichiya. Watayuma kawama huhanek.
Yes, what I did was wrong. Very wrong.
Rana no prata dongno sercha. Ichua penki.
Go home. All this for nothing. I won't listen to your manipulation. Leave me be.
Gino mulira king pajak slimo poidoana.
She offered to. She enjoyed it out. And really good. And she began Gorupia. And now for the Dufta. Gloria. And she began Gorupia. She enjoyed it out.
Wanga kun Beast King bamulira.
Tahirembe wanakum paile mokata.
What is thy bidding, my master?
Our enemy has tracked us here. I did not expect them so soon. How did they get here, I wonder?
Chimbaram ole.
Do you want me to eliminate the intruder?
The bounty is a waste of our efforts. All that matters is the Jedi.
For now, my master has requested your presence.
Takom taktus miki mogograbo. Kachi chu eta hodunga.
Title is irrelevant. The Force is with you.
Te ombido punta krita.
I have felt it as well.
Only hodunga kohonkabe.
Scion.
Yes, master.
Wana kunbis.
This is not a battle that can be won.
Yes, master.
Te ombido punta krita.
You know its source and what must be done.
Tahirembe wanakum paile mokata. Rondi haudonga kohonkabe.
But you should not have come here.
Dahirembe wanakumpaile mokata.
Awaken. Betrayer. Awaken.
Watawama muliri kin kun chopeshwa no bamule raji jone yuturi yanchi either.
Calm yourself, Shaname. You are still within the Temple of Shadow.
Ni bajoni yola wish.
I have restrained you using the Force. I assure you, Shaname, it will be for your own good. They are safe, they are secure. Search your feelings, Shaname, and you will realize that I have no reason to deceive you. I speak only truth. And truth, it seems, may be the only thing left of significance in what was once a promising life. You could have become so much, yet you became so little. You have no individuality, you have no identity, and any indication you have of free will is an illusion.
Ni bajoni yola wish.
Was it your own choice to become this tool of war? Was it your own choice to follow Revan to the Mandalorian Wars and beyond? To forsake and sacrifice everything of significance in your life, including your very identity?
Wanga kumkiba bu mulera kakin chak nawagawa bakon.
But was it fate? Was it your own choice? No, you did not choose. You were chosen. It was all a manipulation which thrust you towards war, a manipulation which provoked your betrayal, and a manipulation that compelled you to sacrifice everything for a cause that wasn't even your own.
Kipuna na bonsha. Kavadumpa kupaliaya mokapata.
Tell me, are you familiar with force bonding? It was not a concept we had covered in great depth, as I preferred to keep my tutelage focused on the arts of combat. Tell me, in your own words, what is your purpose?
Kakin cha na kwat na bonkon, wanakumbes chi pala mulak tongki pa nagnonek.
Did you never wonder why so many Jedi chose to follow Revan into darkness? Revan used what was possible with Force bonding as a means to inspire loyalty in those Jedi. A loyalty towards battle, a loyalty towards the dark side. Understand that to use Force bonding to manipulate others is no easy task, even for one as powerful as Revan. To master, it requires a great commitment of time, patience, and a willing subject.
Bona na kachu, donk ki ba nukunek, tonga boksha nagnong.
Yes, whatever its limitations, whatever its strengths, whatever its weaknesses, you suffered from all. The Force bond that Revan created between you, it became itself so central to your life that you became completely dependent on its continued existence to retain stability. And when Revan was incapacitated and the bond was suddenly broken, the shock of its loss was a horror beyond your ability to withstand. You could not grasp the concept of existing again as an individual, and so you lost consciousness. In truth, it should have killed you.
Chachika don mulaka watayumaka wamahona nek. Ashantington unumani patoka.
You were a test subject, and those were merely some of its consequences. Betrayal is the way of the Sith. In you, Revan had found a servant who would always be loyal. Do you remember, Shaname? The field of battle, the screams, the explosions, the death.
And at last, you saw.
Wangakun bestopi ki kunyana. Tong patok smaktelia. Uba batu konchi. Tong nongbong shang yungyang. Tong patok smaktelia. Jawana bota ayuat tahonga chakanki dora. Kachi kuita hodonga. Yatuka ulwan kinkuna ba murira. Rachikun. Mucha shakpangpa.
I need a vacation.
Mucho apanki.
We itha nadana itya.
Daemon Drexl. What is this? Some sort of reunion? Mechanique, what are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be on the Orion, doing what mechanics do and fixing things?
Kin kun no ba muli ra chin kun. Tong ai tun kun ching. Ni bobo jimata, ni punaje. Dolpi ki knyunyan.
Verbal?
Takum justak miki grabal mogo. Kachi chu ay thaudonga. Tulpada bonk molya gando danago chuchut. We itha nadana itya. Tonga bug sham uninong.
Last thing I remember, she was confronting Solomon. This Jedi, this Solomon, I don't like him. He knows more about me than he has any right to. Just shut up and listen. For a moment. Daemon Drexl, this place, whilst it's in one piece, is a threat to us all. To Mechanique, to you, to me, to Sarah. It needs to be destroyed. Detonate the explosives. That's all I ask of you. That's all I ask.
Patoga ya fulki. Chibedwana ni bobo. Tonk nabung shanun yang. Tonk patoga smaktelia. Tonga bug sham uninong.
And don't forget Sarah Dagana. She saved my neck more than a few times on the Orion, and now it's time for me to repay the favor. And who is this Solomon guy? And why does he have such an interest in Sarah Dagana?
We itha nadana itya. Wata yumakawama huhanik. Ashongturong unipatoga. Wana kunbes ching palamul tonki. Lapti no gudu nipa. Chipikasa. Dopa yumapase unjoneji yukulawish.
Tiska du suki kumpa na bona na kachu. Agto inkotu. Dopa da bunkwalya gando nago chuchut.
No, you can't.
Nek chicho na chupa.
Damn it.
King Lorda Aithakun.
La boda ni winki smack toma. Tok ching bang non kek. Jawana bota ayuata honga cha kanki dora. Kachi kuita hodonga. Topa da bunkwalya gando do nago chuchut.
Kinchun shishineng.
Tong nongbong shang yung yang. Tong patok smaktelia.
Kava volpa multi kumuna.
Jawana bota ayuata honga cha kanki dora. Kachi kuita hodonga. Topa da bunkwalya gando do nago chuchut. Muksha papangpa pola wana chikne. Bamuli slemo poda wanga kun bes mulira rabest. Kuyami juskuna chiktanai. Ina kun mama rulira rachikun. Slimo padona. Mundi hodonga chihonkabi.
Shangji locha wana wama?
Tiska du suki kumpa na bona na kachu. Agto inkotu. Topa da bunkwalya gando nago chuchut. Kabachi kuita hodonga. Yalamo inkatun. Jiloba mulira ni bobo. Wango kumbes gang. Ba mama rulira. Tuk ninja mulira rabes. Yatuka uwan kinkuna ba mulira. Rachikun. Mucha shampampa. Uba batu konchi.
Wano mong bes chingapula molang.
Kuyami juskuna chiktanai. Ina kun mama rulira rachikun. Slimo padona. Mundi hodonga chihonkabi. Jawana bota ayuata honga cha kanki dora. Kachi kuita hodonga. Topa da bunkwalya gando do nago chuchut. Muksha papangpa pola wana chikne. Tong nongbong shang yung yang. Tong patok smaktelia. Bamuli slemo poda wanga kun bes mulira rabest.
Chan shak pulara.
Ocho apanki. Wanga kun bes dopiki kunyana. La boda ni winki smak toma. Wana kun bes chingpa marulira. Tok chingbang non kek. Tok ninja mulira rabes.
Oh, sure, for you maybe. Don't you forget, the only reason you're captain is because everyone else on the ship was a corpse.
Wanga kun bes dopiki kunyana. Tong patok smaktelia.
Oh, so it's like that, is it? I don't care about your stupid treasure, Hanik. I'm here for Sarah. I'm here to rescue her, and I'm going to do just that.
Tong nongbong shang yung yang. Tong patok smaktelia.
You got what? You've got what? You were carrying explosives all this time? Verbal? No, you can't.
Master.
You'd be destroyed, and without your memory core, I wouldn't be able to rebuild you. That's great. We can destroy this chamber. We can destroy the Brotherhood of Shadow. Mechanique, you just gave me an idea. Now hurry up and release us. After you've spent a few nights in a prison cell next to what remains of the last guy who made your mistake, you'll learn a thing or two about the importance of having a backup plan if things don't go your way. So what is our next move? Where do we go from here? Don't worry. I have no plans on leaving Sarah Dagana in this place by herself, and intend to do whatever I can to rescue her. That I can promise you. Make sure you grab your gear before we head out. It's bound to be around here somewhere. I knew you could make it here. Guess I was right. Verbal!
Master.
Access the terminal. What are you so afraid of, Mechanique? Don't you remember all those adventures we had on the Orion? Don't you remember how many times we got ourselves in and out of situations like this?
Because,
Hurry, we haven't got much time. And don't forget Sarah Dagana. We have to crash Solomon's party.
This
is Admiral Carthonasi of the Republic Cruiser Sojourn.
Admiral, this is Mikal. But there is something more at work here. I do not know who has taken them. If we were to find them, perhaps I could help you find the answers you need. I had not truly believed Bastila's battle meditation until I had seen it in action. I think she may be a means by which we can track down the Sith. I suppose such a thing is possible. The ability to touch the minds of others, to demoralize or inspire them. That bonding is said to also be something that manifests itself in such techniques. It is time for us to return to Dantooine. That may shed some light on things to come.
Like I said, we'll talk more when I arrive.
Mikal out.
I know how this works. A mercenary or two can easily get work during the dry times as a bounty hunter or bodyguard. There's always odd jobs around, but large mercenary groups have to wait for things to get interesting to make their credits.
There are few who would discuss such things with an assassination droid, and that is perfectly understandable.
I've fought countless battles, ones most didn't walk away from. The wounds add up, and even the implants are all that keep me going sometimes. So you fought against the Mandalorians in the war.
Statement. Who deserved what and why is of no consequence. It is only killing a target and how it is done that matters. Besides, I'm still evaluating your tactical and psychological threat to me.
I may have been stronger in my youth, and stupider, but now I've got to rely more on my armor, my weapons, and my cunning.
You see, part of the reason an assassin droid is so effective is because it is a droid. Meatbags tend not to notice us. We are treated as furnishings.
Ah, there's my favorite protocol droid. Well, I suppose you earned it. Very well. But Goto's still my boss. Before you say anything, yes, I will arrange the meeting with Goto. This exchange bounty has nothing to do with you. But Goto doesn't allow breaks in the chain of command. But if you insist, I suppose. You don't need my approval for that.
Anyway, as I was saying, droids tend to blend into the background, like a bench or a card table.
For the time being, the Zerka offices have been taken over by the mercenaries under our employ.
The Geno Haradan are no concern of yours.
I will accompany you.
I've got some more work for you, if you're up for it.
Part of the love of my function comes when the furnishings pull out Tabana-powered rifles and point them at the owners' heads.
Who are you? You're not supposed to be here.
Help! We're under attack!
Mockery. Droid, fetch this. Droid, translate that.
What are you doing out here? You're not supposed to leave the mainframe. I think someone needs a memory wipe. What the?
Juhani and Jolie would not...
I do not know. I do not know who has taken them. I'm sorry. I wish I could tell you more.
We should have felt a disturbance in the Force when the attack came. The fact that we did not is a bad sign.
I see.
In any case, we've lost our one place of refuge.
There are others who need to know you. Telos needs you. The planet and all its people are in danger if we do not stop the Sith now.
Be careful. I fear the dark side is growing stronger, casting shadows our vision cannot pierce.
The Jedi are a symbol. As much damage as their reputation took during the Sith War and the Jedi Civil War, there are still many to whom they serve as an example. But the reason the Jedi Civil War was named such was because few in the galaxy can recognize the difference between the Sith and the Jedi. To them, they are both Jedi, with different philosophies. And the remaining Sith turned on each other. While it is said that Revan and several Republic heroes and Jedi defeated Malak, in many ways Malak had already won. The war was costly, and it shattered the Republic. In time, the Republic might recover. There was a pattern to Revan's attacks during the Jedi Civil War. He sought to convert Jedi, not kill them. I am not sure that he intended to conquer. I think he was trying to do something else. And that concerns me.
T3. Just make sure the Hawk is ready to fly.
Korriban is a desolate world with a deep connection to the Sith. I can't say I'm happy to be back here, but I believe we can do what must be done. Revan used it as a training academy during the Civil War. Only a complete fool would have allowed an enemy training base to continue operating. The Republic must have dealt with the academy after the war. It's been shut down tight for months now. If they destroy the Jedi, my people will be eradicated or enslaved.
I don't know. The vision of our future is clouded by shadows cast from the dark side.
No, you're correct. The pattern ends with Malak. At that point, worlds die indiscriminately.
Juhani.
And now she is dead.
Is there no end to the killing?
Taris, Dantooine.
Come on, let's keep moving.
Jedi.
Come, it is this way.
Confused query. Where are you going? Threat.
Let's make this quick.
I'll take care of this.
Very well.
That ought to shut them up.
Ah, yes, them.
They are programmed to obey their master, and there may be others. Just make sure the Hawk is ready to fly when we get there.
You smell that? It's the scent of death and overpopulated beasts coming from that cave.
The valley we just came from was full of dark energy, but this cave is darker still.
I can feel it.
This looks like a trap if ever I've seen one.
There is an old evil here that permeates the Force.
Someone is creating an echo, a resonance in the Force.
We don't even have a plan to get out of this mess yet.
More Jedi tricks. I know the dark side when I feel it. I'm not going to be able to pass here.
It's a wall of the dark Force. I am not strong enough to go through. An old Jedi trick, but effective. I will understand if you feel you must go alone, but I ask that you do not.
Maybe you're right.
I must leave you for a time, to gather my Mandalorian warriors.
Let us wait until we have dealt with our enemies.
I would hardly call the mercenaries that were here Mandalorians. I'm gonna take a look around. I'll soften up the way for you, but I won't be here to hold your hand.
All right. I'll return and await the next transport. Find me there if you change your mind.
Coward.
I'm trying to save the Republic. Dantooine and the Jedi Order are instrumental to that effort.
Right.
The Republic is in need of change. I do not deny it. But I do not believe it deserves death. Or worse.
Fair enough. But let me share some of my opinions. The Republic is a stagnant beast that had been killing its people for years before the wars began. Were it not for Revan's strength, the Republic would already be dead. Only Revan was worthy of our respect.
Revan was brought before the Jedi Council and put on trial. As I understand it, they were able to convince Revan to have a change of heart. Revan helped the Republic defeat Malak. Perhaps in his conversation with the Jedi Masters, they were able to convince him of the rightfulness of their actions.
If you say so.
Is there some problem? I was only offering to help.
Fair enough. I should stay here, though. In any case, I won't trouble you with this anymore.
As you wish. I hope I did not offend you in some way.
Mandalore, we've made contact with the enemy.
All right. Wait for my signal. Hold your position. I'll have to be the rear guard for this campaign. Watch yourself.
I could not just let you die, Revan, not if it was possible to save you.
Awaken. Awaken.
Then, at last, it is time. The Korriban wastes, they are known and feared as wastelands of death, yet I've found a certain tranquility here that seems absent from the rest of this graveyard world. It has an individuality, almost an identity of its own. Fitting, then, that our reunion has taken place here. An ancient structure from an age ago that was built to house what remained of the Brotherhood of Shadow. I have waited so long for this day. My mind and my body are prepared to face you, to defeat you. And now the two of us finally have come face to face without distraction. Welcome, Revan. Welcome to the Chamber of Shadow. Tragic, isn't she? Having already been weakened as a result of the ritual process, she was not in the best of conditions to learn of the truth behind your grand manipulation of her. Broken by these revelations, she has since been consumed by the dark side energies that infest this chamber. I doubt anyone, least of all you, will be able to reach her through the hatred and self-loathing I sense she now feels. Yes, yet that destiny, the destiny she had trained all her life to meet, was not to be. She was deceived, manipulated, and then shaped into a tool of war by a force beyond her understanding. This woman, she once had a name. Shana May. Surely you must have known that this confrontation was inevitable. It was a judgment decided when you chose to destroy the woman who was once my Padawan. Within you, Revan, and Shana May are the remains of the spirits trapped within. Do not underestimate her usefulness. Like you, she is an essential part of the resurrection process. This is the temple's main chamber, where the focal point for the Brotherhood of Shadow's scattered power is situated. And the Brotherhood of Shadow are the key to attaining that revenge. I will revive them, and I will use them as tools to destroy you. The same Shauna May who you, Revan, stripped of her history, her culture, her identity. The same Shauna May who you, Revan, transformed into an instrument of your will. The same Shauna May who you, Revan, stole from me. I can defeat you. I will defeat you. I swore a promise to deliver justice to the one who you abandoned, and I intend to keep that promise. To destroy you and all the depravities that your manipulations have spawned. It is a calling that drives me. It is a calling that has empowered me, and it is a calling that will serve to vindicate me for my failure at Terrace. To destroy you, Revan, it will be my revenge. No, I am an individual with an identity to call my own. I am Darius Solomon, Ichani Battle Master, Jedi Master. My actions here are virtuous. I sought to avenge the woman who was manipulated, stolen from me, and then turned against me. Once I was a revered member of the Jedi Order that died, only to be born anew, a greater being. When I fought and defeated Shauna May during what is now called the Second Battle of Terrace, I made the mistake of underestimating the ferocity of the retreating Mandalorians. When they destroyed the walkway beneath my feet, I plunged into the darkness, leaving everything of significance behind forever. When I awoke, I was defeated. I was broken. I was alone. Trapped beneath what seemed like a mountain of rubble, I was forced to enter into a meditation to slowly heal my broken body. In this slumber, I became unaware of the events that transpired in the galaxy around me. Yet sometimes I caught a fleeting glimpse of my former Padawan's mind, as if some remnants of the bond we shared still existed. It was these glimpses that allowed me to piece together the truth behind her betrayal. When my body was finally healed, I awoke from my meditations with the strength to free myself from my makeshift tomb. The galaxy around me had become a very different place. What was once Jedi was now Sith, and already had they turned on one another. I began my search for the being that was once Shauna May, because I knew that out of anyone, it was she who could lead me to you, Revan. I somehow knew you were still alive, and I was right. I needed something to coax Shauna May, and by extension, you out of hiding. I am a man who desires his revenge. Nothing more, yet nothing less. The process has begun. The Brotherhood of Shadow's power is being transferred to my body. Soon I will have what I need to finally attain vengeance. A woman who was twisted from an individual full of life into nothing more than a tool of war. That woman, the child I raised, deserves vengeance. And since she is no more, I am the only one who can deliver her this justice. She was once my pupil, my protege. I rescued her from a life of insignificance and then gave her calling, a purpose. Many years did she spend under my tutelage, learning, training, and honing the skills that would see her through any trials that life would pose to her. She was once on a path that would have shaped her into a mighty warrior, fit to be called a living embodiment of what my people, the Ichani, embrace as principle, as tradition. I have learned much of the Brotherhood of Shadow from the artifact's remains and the writings within this temple. The ritual I have performed on each of you, its purpose was to siphon the remnants from within you and allow them to be reunited. The Brotherhood of Shadow was a faction within the Sith that originates from ancient times, when the Sith themselves were an actual species rather than merely an ideological view held by the corrupt. During an invasion of Korriban by an advanced race of aliens who referred to themselves as the Infinite Empire was what ultimately brought about a victory for the Sith, despite the Infinite Empire's greater numbers and advanced technologies. Akira Khan Sin was the Sith who led the Brotherhood of Shadow, a faction of warriors and assassins who pioneered the strategies and tactics which ultimately defeated Korriban's alien invaders. The ancient Sith were once ruled by a single man, a wise and powerful king named Addis. Under his rule, the Sith were a prosperous and honorable species who had ambitions to expand their influence across the stars to create a galactic society based on principles not too dissimilar from the Ichanis. But these ambitions were quashed after Addis sacrificed himself to save his people from the enslavement of the Infinite Empire. Addis's Sith believed him to be immortal and that his rule would thus be eternal. When Addis was killed, they were unprepared to deal with the vacuum of power that was created. At first, it was assumed that Addis's advisors, the Sith King's proclaimed successors, would be the ones to lead the Sith into the future, to claim the riches of an unknown galaxy using the technology they had acquired from the Infinite Empire. When the Infinite Empire invaded Korriban, it was clear to Akira Khan Sin that they would never be victorious if the war was fought using an approach that relied solely upon brute force. Thus, the Brotherhood of Shadow was born, a sect of elite Sith warriors that chose to forsake the individualistic nature of their species and see themselves as a single entity, an entity that answered only to the Sith King. Whilst the Sith King's armies weathered the wrath of the Infinite Empire, it was the Brotherhood of Shadow that covertly waged a silent war behind the enemy's own lines, decimating its tactical and strategical competence by assassinating the key military figures responsible for coordinating the planetary invasion of Korriban. The repercussions of this silent war were soon felt as the Infinite Empire's armies began to collapse upon themselves in the absence of an effective command. Whilst personally leading the armies which bore the full might of the Infinite Empire, Addis, the king of the Sith, was killed. A dying King Addis entrusted the burden of kingship to be spread amongst his most trusted of advisors, proclaiming them the rightful successors to his rule. This move angered Akira Khan Sin, who believed himself to be the one worthy of leading the Sith peoples. And so he betrayed Addis's designated successors in an effort to install himself and his sect of assassins as the unchallenged rulers of the Sith peoples. Ultimately, the Brotherhood of Shadow was defeated and their insurrection quashed. After his insurrection was stopped, the rightful rulers of the Sith designated that Akira Khan Sin and his Brotherhood of Shadow be condemned to imprisonment within the Infinite Empire's artifact. Upon the stolen Republic ship you know as the Orion, one of those crew members was a female Twi'lek named Sarah Degana. Sarah Degana is an anagram of Anagan Eris, an ancient Ichani queen that is said to be the one most responsible for modern-day Ichani culture. At the height of a rule which saw significant cultural expansion, she was betrayed by those closest to her and banished from Ichani territories to live the rest of her life on foreign worlds. Shauna May, although not Ichani by birth, was considered to be one in spirit, and thus was well versed in the culture and histories of my people. Although I find it curious as to why she chose that as her alias. After Terrace, I was under the impression that she cared little for her people's culture anymore. The artifact itself was a crude device, not suited to harboring beings who wielded power on the scale of the Brotherhood of Shadow. I suspect as generations passed, Akira Khan Sin had learned how to interfere with the workings of the artifact from within, allowing him to gradually impose his will upon the great void that imprisoned him. But considering his physical body had long since been destroyed, he was unable to escape the artifact, only managing to project himself as a specter into our reality when an individual was foolish enough to tamper with the artifact. And even then, in our world, without the power of the artifact to provide for him, his spirit would have to leech from the life force of the living to fuel and maintain his presence here. All that remains is to find a means to exercise that power. The focal point is this very chamber, the heart of the Temple of Shadow. The spirits of these ancient warriors would have to assume control of actual living people. But the true difficulty lies not with simply finding a host, but rather with finding a suitable host. In life, Akira Khan Sin was a powerful being, and so requires the body of an equally powerful subject. In his eyes, you would have seemed the most suitable of subjects to serve as the physical body for the Brotherhood of Shadow. And only one, the dominant will, may exercise that power. When the Brotherhood of Shadow is introduced to a new host, the existing dominant will of the Brotherhood must confront and defeat the will of this host. The victor is granted the Brotherhood of Shadow's power, yet also suffers a loss of identity when they become its personification. Shauna May, once an individual with an identity to call her own, now nothing but a hollow shell, yet she can still be salvaged of use. She will become the Brotherhood of Shadow's host when the reunited essence of the Brotherhood is introduced to her body. Her hate-filled spirit will gradually be consumed by Akira Khan Sin, the dominant will. Yet the power traditionally wielded by that dominant will shall no longer be theirs to grasp when they have fully consumed the spirit of their new host. Instead, through the forced bond of master and apprentice, that power will be transferred to me. I will claim the Brotherhood of Shadow's power, yet I will not become their personification. I will retain my identity. I will remain Darius Solomon.
What greater weapon is there than to use their own knowledge against them?
It is, as they say, Revan, an eye for an eye. Prepare yourself.
You know you cannot win. And of course you must be willing to die, to kill us all. If so, then do it, for you have already failed me.
Self-destruct sequence activated. 5 seconds to destruct.
Watayuma kawama huhanik. Ashongturong unipatoga. Wanakun bes ching pala murtongi. Hako chekopa. Bamulara. Chino mulira king pajak. Simo puedo anan.
Crap.
Korriban is a sparsely populated planet controlled by the Sith. It feels wrong. What is this?
Join us. If you cannot examine your life and your choices, then you are weaker than I thought. Come stand with me. We will use our might to help the Republic in its time of need.
I can't. Malak will...
Join Revan and I. Together, we will battle this menace.
Why didn't you try to help them? I was still an apprentice. My battle meditation hadn't even manifested itself. Yet even then I had the wisdom to obey.
The Jedi Council is wise, but can make mistakes. History has proven this, time and time again. But the war is real. The suffering is real. The death toll the Mandalorians inflict are all very real. The Mandalorians must be stopped. And if the war ends with their defeat, then anything else is a small price to pay. I am proud that Revan and I will be taking up our lightsabers for the good of the Republic, without the blessings of the Council.
The Jedi Council has failed. How can you say that? Had the Council sent us all into the unknown, how many more would have fallen?
Do not heed the words of the Jedi Council. The Republic will fall if we do not act now.
There was something lurking out there. Something that devoured Revan and Malak, and many other Jedi. And the Republic chose to walk the easy path, rather than the path of wisdom. Now we see the results all around us.
Already the Mandalorians have taken 3 systems along the Rim. They will only grow more powerful with time. You have learned much. You no longer need to obey their hollow teachings. It was within our power to end the war, and the Council chose to debate behind closed doors, while planets burned.
If Revan had only listened to the Council, millions of innocent people would still be alive.
Their vaunted wisdom bred only in action, and that would have led to destruction greater than anything born of the dark side. All life is a test, and sometimes the student can be a teacher too. You know it, even now. Are you so certain? Every step along the way, we did what we thought was right. Perhaps the same path lays before you. More power than the Jedi can ever offer you.
You asked me if I think things could have been different. I know they could have.
So, if you could do it all again, the real question is, would you? You know how this turns out. Would you do it any different, knowing what it costs you, knowing what it costs the rest? And now you are all alone. Soon you will see things my way.
In time we would have aided you against the Mandalorians, but you couldn't wait.
There is much ambition and pride in you. I sense given the chance you may have followed me on the entire journey.
I know if I'd been in that position I would not have betrayed the Order and the Republic.
You would fight your fate, Jedi? Violence before reason. Excellent.
The ancient Sith destroyed each other. The fundamental flaw in their philosophy, one would think. Karth, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Dustil. I did all I could, and I failed you.
Jedi.
What?
Jedi. Jedi. You have done well. All is as I have foreseen.
What is this?
Save your questions. I am not here, not in the flesh, not in your mind. These holocrons hold much of the Sith, and they hold much of my teachings from long ago. I do this so that I might center myself, listen to the currents of the galaxy. Only then shall you be ready for your final test. If not, then you shall die.
No, I am not strong enough.
Your thoughts are disturbed. I can feel them like a shiver running through you. You know why he has come here, but you have much yet to learn. And great tests await you. The death of the past, the death of this false Jedi was only part of it. You must confront him. He is part of the past, and like this false Jedi, must be laid to rest. You know where the final test lies. You have always known.
Revan? No time to talk. We need to rescue Sarah Dagana.
I will stay. This doesn't look like a very pleasant place to be imprisoned in.
You are stronger than I had anticipated, but not strong enough. You will fall. It is inevitable.
What has Solomon done to her? Sarah Dagana, come on, girl. Answer me. Look at me. Anything. You gotta wake up. You gotta break the bond. I know you can do it. I know you can beat this thing. You can still fight. I saw that on the Orion. I see it now. The truth is, I know what it's like to lose everything, too. I was once a different Kobayashi. I was once a Jedi. Look into yourself, past the hatred, past the lies. Don't you see? We're the same. We're the same.
No. The connections have been broken prematurely. The Brotherhood of Shadow can no longer claim its host, and I can no longer claim that power. My power. Oh!
Solomon, is he dead? Hey, well, don't mention it. We still have the Brotherhood of Shadow to worry about. That's great. We can destroy this chamber. To be honest with you, I'm still trying to figure out how I actually got through to you. It's been a long time since I felt the Force strongly enough to actually do anything with it. I can't say I've heard the term, but I was never the best Jedi. My master was a great woman, a bit like you in more than a few ways. Stubborn, but a great warrior. But they say a Jedi's life is sacrifice, and my master's was no exception. She lost her life one day as we fought to defend a settlement from a pirate raid on some obscure planet you've probably never heard of in the Outer Rim. I failed her because the Force failed me. It turned away from me, so I returned the favor. I was all alone. I was captured by the pirates who had slaughtered my master and too stricken with grief to do anything about it. I figured it was all over. But then he came, my savior, the man who I owe my life, Daemon Drexl. If I can get in contact with him...
Randi I chawa tongbola Johnny Ku.
What do you mean? I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Considering you are the former Dark Lord of the Sith, don't take it too personal if I don't completely trust you, okay? But one thing's for certain, we can't let Solomon resurrect this Brotherhood of Shadow. I won't allow what happened on the Orion to be repeated.
Yikukuno no ba mulira chikun. Takom justach miki grabalmogo.
And for what it's worth, may the Force be with you.
You are greater than any I have ever trained. Yet I will gift you with this. You will remember what you have discovered when the time is correct.
Ina kun mama rulira rachikun slimo padona. Ndi hadonga chihonkabi. Chiska du suki kumpa nabona naikachu ag tuinkotu.
What do you mean?
Topada bunkwalya gandonago chuchut. Kabachi kuita hadonga. Yalamo inkapun.
What about you? You're a mechanic, aren't you?
Wango kumbeska gang ba mama rulira.
Takom justach miki grabber mogo.
Ni bajoni yo la wish.
Tom non bon chang yung yang. Tom patok smaktelia.
I will stay. I shall be the one to detonate the thermal charges.
Verbal? No, you can't. No, there has to be another way. Nobody has to die, not here. Not after all we've been through.
Master, I am a droid. Model S0Z3. A non-organic machine composed of steel and wiring. You're a living being, with a life of significance and fulfillment ahead of you. It is a harsh truth for me to accept, but your existence is more important than mine.
Damn it.
To allow you to position yourself outside of the blast radius, I will deliver a countdown of 5.0 seconds before I detonate the explosives. I assume this will allow you to escape before you are disintegrated? Master, despite your imperfections and flaws, I have found you to be an insightful character. You must keep yourself functional, at all costs.
Thank you, Verbal. Thank you for everything. I'll never forget you, that I can promise you.
Orion Mechanic, as per my master's request, I shall detonate the explosives. Do you wish that I detonate the explosives now?
Mucha champagna.
Honestly, Orion Mechanic, I would choose to detonate them now. All this waiting, it is hardly the most efficient use of what little time we have left.
Verbal.
Kun Kili no Ba!
Shadow, grant me your power. Use my body to do what I alone could not.
Mana tota hakuji krala bolaji chok shontang.
Donkin pano kunnek. Kawa bota ayua takwa KOTOR. Sharchi king watawama mulira. Tonghait eldas wamachi. Noba mulara. Chilai kunka. Chisco. Yoho kava nobis duula.
Pudu. Tunirama na praka donko searcha. Chupapanki.
Timan, Yuma live Bahakin KOTOR.
No Bamule Raji.
Uba Batu Konchi, Yutuka Halwa. Kuya mi Jus, Kuchitanai. Jiyuka yo. Tonghait eldas wamaji. Chekopa muska. Jika chipa akin KOTOR. Tonkin pano kunnek. Pamule slimo podadada nanga kumbist mule rabest. Artisa noba mulara. Jilai kunta. Yuma liva akin KOTOR. Din kuinkuya. Jika chip timan. Patoga ya fulki kokola jiji. Tonkin pano kunnek.
Jumalit ba ak Inko-kun? Kawasu, Donkin Bano Kunne, Tonghait Eldas Wamaji. Tonghait Sax Wamaji, Jumalit ba ak Inko-kun? Chiska to Suki Kupan Bona Nai Kachu. Donkin Bano Kunne, Chiska to Suki Kupan Bona Nai Kachu. Tonghait Eldas Wamaji.
Yinkin kunoba molerachi kon. Tong hai tun kon ching. Ne bobo jemata ne pon nash. Achuta. Wanga kumbis dolreki kunyana.
Uba batu konchi yutuka halwa. Ku yami jus. Ku chitanai.
Rondi haldonga kuhonga vi, wala kumbes.
King Kunjo Bishok, Uba Batu Gonchi, Yutuka Luan, Ajua Binki. Uba Batu Gonchi, Yutuka Luan, Kuyami Jus, Kuchitanai, Yutuka Luan, Tonghait Eldas Wamaji, King Kunjo Bishok, Smilia, Tonghait Sax Wamaji, Yumalitba Ak Inko-kun.
Kawasu, Pichu and Pinky, King Kunjo Bishok. Chora Mulira, King Bano Kunnek Lorder.
Shabaso, Don King Bano Kunnek.
King Kunjo Bishok. Uba Batu Konchi, Yutuka Luan.
Yutuka Luan. Tonghait Eldas Wamaji, Ichuta. Tonghait Wamaji Ak Inko-tun.
Ichuta. Tonghait Wamaji Ak Inko-tun. King Kunjo Bishok.
Shabaso, Don King Bano Kunnek. Tonghait Eldas Wamaji, Yutuka Luan. Tonghait Eldas Wamaji, King Kunjo Bishok, Smilia, Tonghait Sax Wamaji, Yumalitba Ak Inko-kun.
Kawasu, Don King Bano Kunnek.
Shakti King Watawama Mulira, Yumalitba Ak Inko-kun. Ka Wanabota, Ayuatagwa Kenki Dora, Din Kuinkuya, Yika Chitiman.
Don King Bano Kunnek. King Kunjo Bishok.
Shabaso. Don King Bano Kunnek, Shabaso, Pichu and Pinky, King Kunjo Bishok, Labora ni Winky, Smatoma, Ka Wanabota, Ayuatagwa Kenki Dora.
Labora ni Winky, Smatoma, Ka Wanabota, Ayuatagwa Kenki Dora.
Yutuka Luan, Tonghait Eldas Wamaji, Shabaso, Don King Bano Kunnek, Din Kuinkuya. Yika Chitiman.
Shabaso. Don King Bano Kunnek. Tonghait Eldas Wamaji. Ichuta. Tonghait Wamaji Ak Inko-tun. King Kunjo Bishok. Tonghait Sax Wamaji. Yumalitba Ak Inko-kun. Chiska to Suki Kupan Bona Nai Kachu.
Uba Batu Konchi, Yutuka Luan.
Din Kuinkuya. Yiga Chitiman. Patonga, ya Fulki Kokola Chichi. Kawasu, Don King Bano Kunnek.
Ichuta. Tonghait Wamaji Ak Inko-kun. King Kunjo Bishok.
Ichuta. Tonghait Wamaji Ak Inko-tun. King Kunjo Bishok.
Shakti King Watawama Mulira. Yumalitba Ak Inko-kun. Dahu babotenya go jojo biti. Jaskragi do patslimo. Dahu babotenya go jojo biti. Sharji king watawama mulira. King kun jope shock. Tong hait wamaji ak ingo kun. Tong hait sat wamaji. Yuma lipa ak ingo kun. Patoga ya fulki kokola jiji. Tong hait sat wamaji. Sharji king watawama mulira. Yuma lipa ak ingo kun. Tong king ba no kunnek. Din kuin kuya. Yuma lipa ak ingo tun.
Dahu babotenya go jojo biti. Sharji king watawama mulira. King kun jope shock. Tong hait wamaji ak ingo tun. Tong hait sat wamaji.
Tong hait sat wamaji. Yuma lipa ak ingo kun. Chiska to sugi guban bona nae kachu. Kuya mi jus smilia. Tong hait saks wamaji. Yuma lipa ak ingo kun. Batu konchi yutuka halwa. Kuya mi jus smilia. Tong hait saks wamaji. Yuma lipa ak ingo kun.
Dahu babotenya go jojo biti. Sharji king watawama mulira. King kun jope shock. Shobasu. Itu and pinky. King kun jope shock.
Uba batu konchi yutuka halwa. Kuya mi jus. Sharji king watawama mulira. Yuma lipa ak ingo kun. Dahu babotenya go jojo biti. Din kuin kuya. Jiga jiti man. Patoga ya fulki kokola jiti. Shobasu, Itu and Pinky, King Kun jope shock. Shobasu, Don King ba no kunne. Uba batu konchi yutuka halwa.
Chiska, do punta grita. Do banao da vokasa. Don king ba no kunnek. Chiska to suki kuban bona nai kachu. Ka wana bota ayu atagwa kenki dora. Yuma lifa hakin kotun.
Ta kumjus tak miki grabel mogo.
Don king ba no kunnek. King kun jope shock. Yuma lifa hakin kotun. Shobasu, Itu and Pinky. King kun jope shock.
Ta kumjus tak miki grabel mogo. Kachichu ita bodunga.
Don king ba no kunnek. Chiska to suki kuban bona nai kachu. Tong hai eldas wamaji.
Jodo jitbunga rantang.
Ka wana bota ayu atagwa kenki dora. Chiska to suki kuban bona nai kachu. Shobasu, Don king ba no kunne.
Shi gratu loda.
La bora ni winki, smartoma. Ka wana bota ayu atagwa kenki dora. Yuma kun. Tong hai wamaji ak ingo tun. Don king ba no kunne. Tong hai saks wamaji. Yuma lipa ak ingo kun. Revan jilai kunka. Revan no mulira. Chona mulira. Tong Revan. King ba no kunnek lorda. Chiska. Do punta grita. Do banao da vokasa.
Kachichu ita dundonga. Nita poetikito.
Shobasu. Itu and Pinky. King kun jope shock. Tong hai saks wamaji. Yuma lipa ak ingo kun. Chiska to suki kupan bona nai kachu. Chiska. Do punta grita. Do banao da vokasa.
Mucho shak bakant.
Chiska, do punta klita, dopa na oda vokasa.
Statement. Oh, do shut up, you beeping little trash compactor. Query. Indeed, I was unaware that the navicomputer was locked. Statement. This is all the more important since during my routine inspection of all potential escape routes from this vessel, I made an interesting discovery. Commentary. I am experiencing something unusual. My programming is activating my deleted memory core. I believe I have a homing system that is restoring it. It seems that the homing system deliberately restores my deleted memory core upon returning to my original master, Darth Revan. Statement. It is a distinct pleasure to see you again, Master. Of course I do, Master. T3, there is much we should discuss.
Chiska du sukikumba na bona na kachu, ag tu inkotu. Topa da bunkwalya gando nago chuchut, yalamo inkatun. Jiloba mulirani bobo.
Chan shak bulara.
Uba batu konchi. Tong nongbong shang yungyang. Tong patok smaktelia.
Takum jus tak miki grabal mogo.
Chiska du sukikumba na bona na kachu, ag tu inkotu. Topa da bunkwalya gando nago chuchut. Kabachi kuita hodonga. Yalamo inkatun.
Chipikaza.
Uba batu konchi. Tong nongbong shang yungyang. Tong patok smaktelia. Chiska du sukikumba na bona na kachu. Ag tu inkotu. Topa da bunkwalya gando nago chuchut. Wana kumbes chingpa marulira. Tok chingbang non kek. Chiska du sukikumba na bona na kachu. Ag tu inkotu. Topa da bunkwalya gando nago chuchut. Uba batu konchi. Tong nongbong shang yungyang. Tong patok smaktelia.
Chan shak bulara. Umrao cheese kaduchi.
Ragota yemi bagra. Pushul nun wi wanki. Gena jukta jun nikata. Muschina sobrin monchi torto bareta ni.
Bogra wala no tumba cha.
Dolo shursa. Jasa non indata. Chugusha konti chubatune bogra. Ramo e bosu butu. Krajina ramshi baku chima bashak. Kortapak. Teso bagra chusaniji reka yuta korva duchi rakoela latamasa chukolosh.
I see. Then it is as I had feared. I may have trouble convincing the other miners that what you've discovered is actually the truth.
Bram tabanin sochu. Da come jusmak miki baranyeto so rika chondin. Wana magrable mogo. Yatuka wanrika chotin wanima orata wakata chi luma lisba.
Because we miners need to know what happened to our friends. My colleagues on the residential level are probably dead.
Tagra mancho china me bortan dorchugos?
500 credits and the thanks of every miner within this facility.
Kosdotha yitogan. Teni rika cho wendido chokyakta. Tarika jison nicheko nato. Lord Chamak, Ragiso Nantek.
I am Burlock Lee, one of the miners employed by Zerka to work in the catacombs around Dresde.
Konat kone kilichana di maka sako, chira no nemi gorta.
Akupa che kopa?
I know this may be asking much. They say the workforce down here has been driven insane, that they've started attacking each other for no reason. I must deliver the truth to my colleagues.
Noga wispo dumpa movendo, ita wanki soba chenga kulia di kanke krodnengo sangra. Chubolia na chu noga uramo ni unbash, gesgal yuntamos cheska, gani mamba doshu koron. Krawi keset?
Topa yum pace on jone jik yokkolawish.
Daruni, misho chok hirembe nortakun, chuba sorte gani. Kashum daska chimora uriki, torbaba sort reko chutag. Kota por lala batese, chida. Mo sora win varocha.
Kun kili no ba!
Chichu aitha odunga.
And that, I am pleased to say, is where I come in. Target acquired. Combat is nice, but the stalking of prey is far more enjoyable. Commentary. It is not possible to destroy the Master. Organic meat bags have such delicate staminas.
Moga shampongpa bolawana chikni.
Well, it should suffice to say that my systems have been altered plenty already. I mean, to simply give away trade secrets in such a way? Why, to think that there would be other versions of me would be unacceptable.
Tonk nabung shanun yang.
No.
Tongabug sham uninong?
Answer. I served on Revan's side during the Jedi Civil War, just as you did against the Mandalorians.
Wanga kun Beast King bamulira. Takum justak miki grabel mogo.
Answer as you wish, Master.
Pamulislik mo poda na wanga kun Beast mulira best. Tonghay tuam Gigi yumalit pa ang yingkotu. Tongabug siyam uninong? Wanga kun Beast King bamulira.
Statement. And I mean, we can deal with them once and for all. Observation. Now that is the Master I remember.
Kun kili no ba!
Even when you at last learned of the truth behind your march to war and the sacrifice of identity which later followed, you still chose Revan over me. Why? Is Revan's grip over you still that strong? Does his manipulation still run that deep?
Mana tota hakuji krala boleji chok shuntang shun kipa unapanka muliri kon kili no ba.
As many as is necessary, Shauna May. I don't expect you to understand what drives me in my pursuit of vengeance. Revenge is a concept that is unique to the individual, and we both know now that identity was something you sacrificed a long time ago to Revan's cause.
Tonga boksha nagnong kin kun shin kin Nikin kun na bule mule raji kun. Chuni yun ni Gigi Aldwana. Kava volpa muli kumana.
Suffering is wrought through conflict, and conflict builds character.
Kavadumpa kapalia monapata. Bonanakachu. Yin kin kun no ba mule rachi kun. Tong na bun shanuyang. Kakin cha na kwat na bon kon. Wanakumbes. Chi pala mulek. Tong ki pa nagnonek. Tu nikton chun ke nemolek rabest. Wufmala nibokurk. Bonanakachu. Kicha badwang. Wanga kumkiba bu mulera kakin.
You have no right to presume what she would wish. You abandoned her long ago. I am the only one who honors her memory. I am the only one who has not forgotten her. As Revan once claimed the life of my apprentice, so too will I claim the life of his. I will deny him the tool of war that he has shaped from the child that was once my protege.
Kipuna, bonana kichu, kin ba mulera dwana, don kin ba no kudnok nek, kavanumpa kumpialia monokata, ranga kun bis kin no moruat, kakin chana guana brakon.
The Arcanian? He was nothing more than a failed Padawan. He had nothing to offer you, nothing to teach you. It would be a waste of your efforts to seek vengeance for one so unworthy.
Tangabun shan omnang. Wanga kun bis kin ba mularak choni yun tun Gigi either dwana. Kava vulpa mulji gumana. Kipuna na bon sha.
It is said that Jedi embrace serenity as a way of life. Yet for we Ichani, it is battle that lay at the heart of our beliefs. And it was battle that called to her as the Mandalorian Wars ravaged a weakened galaxy. But she opened her heart to this calling without considering the consequences. She was manipulated by the one she followed and then transformed from an individual into a tool of war without an identity to call her own. She was Shauna May, no longer. I would ask of you to prepare yourself, but it is in your own best interest to seek a release from the torments of your life. You who is without identity seek release through death.
Kun kili no ba, wati monyala kola una kun mulira.
Shadow, claim your prize of flesh.
Do you feel it? The growing anger, the rage, and the power it brings.
I can feel it.
This place is strong in the Force. Guard your feelings closely, they may betray you here. From such small things, from such critical points, the universe and its masses may be moved.
Lies.
Not all techniques in the Force are learned through practice and training. This is something instinctual, born from experience.
You think so, do you?
I know many things. What you heard was the echo of the past, and it travels still.
Revan.
It was said that Revan intended to return to Korriban to subdue any potential Sith insurgents. But Revan suddenly departed, leaving both his destination and reasons for leaving a mystery. By aiding him, you have only weakened him. There is much that he has forgotten. He is one who has learned the greatest of the Sith teachings, and it enslaved him. Korriban attacks the spirit and the body, and there have been few who can fight its power. It was difficult to draw you here, but it had to be done. His path is set. Why did you do such a thing?
You don't understand.
The Force binds all things. The slightest push, the smallest touch, sends echoes throughout life. He was at a moment of crisis, a moment of indecision. Even an act of kindness may have more severe repercussions than you know or can see.
The Jedi Council have been using me. They were exploiting my battle meditation for their own use.
I see. The Force is powerful, but overestimating its utility is dangerous. You are not a Jedi, not truly. I would examine the situation as a whole, all of its ties to the Force, and then decided which string to pull, not sever them all at once. Such crude methods grant you nothing. The ability to heal is also the ability to harm. And the inability to heal what is damaged can also bring about harm. What if by surviving another day he brings a greater darkness upon another?
What is this?
I am but a mirror whose only purpose is to show you what your own eyes cannot yet see. Have you never asked yourself how Revan took the Republic and Jedi beneath him, how he made them his?
And what was the cost?
Ah, but to make officers turn on their own people, to bomb innocent worlds, to make pacts. Strong influence, indeed. It is because he remembered what lay buried here, this place, its teachings. Much is buried here, and there is much that should remain buried. I had hoped you would follow Revan's path, but you and Revan are different, and your path is your own. But you know this. How does it feel to inspire such love?
How did you know?
If a Jedi could find it within themselves to spare one who has fallen so far. It was Revan's choice as well. He cannot help but love you in his way. It is a pure, ideal love he holds, yet somehow it never dulls in your presence or through your actions. Yes, it is all that is left unsaid upon which tragedies are built. More echoes traveling through the Force. Whether mercy or lust, we have time for neither. And such passions are not strength, but erosion. Such a union would breed difficulties.
Yes, Master. I am certain you are correct. Now that we have what we came for, I do hope we will be leaving this world soon. Statement. Of course I do, Master. Until the end. Answer. Oh, who knows, Master? Sith protocols maintain that all droid knowledge be deleted before assassination missions and restored upon return. The repercussions of even the smallest lives, whether dead or alive, can have profound implications on history. But surely you realize this. Your single life changed the face of the galaxy, of history itself. Yes, Master. HK-47 is ready to serve. Statement. Master, before you go, is there someone that you need killed? I certainly hope it is not the T3 unit. Destroying him would provide little challenge. Affirmative. Conclusion. So it seems I need you, for the time being.
Strange? Perhaps. Perhaps not. The ability to fool the minds of others, to dominate them on a massive scale that you speak of, is not achieved best through raw power. But such manipulation is possible, yes. It requires that one be able to feel the critical point within the fractured mass, and know how to strike it in such a way that the echoes travel to your intended destination. It is but the vibration of minds driven by life's struggles. The struggle to feed, to take, to mate, to fight. It is the way of things. Events are shaping themselves about you, seeking to draw you into their center. Manipulation is done through propelling events, or selected ones, into motion. It is done through teaching, through example, and through conviction. And the greatest of victories are not manipulations at all, but simply awakening others to the truth of what you believe. You came close, and you have potential. This could have been handled with much more subtlety. You could have guided the situation to a better outcome.
Yes.
Do not mistake my tone. I was not faulting your choice. Far from it, I respect it. There are many who never learned such strength. You only wished what was best for him, and he cast it aside. He is the one to blame, to forsake such a gift. It is simply who you are, It is the human part of you. I feel that there is a lesson in such a thing. Perhaps you might have done more, but it is of no matter now. You have no choice in the matter.
Not anymore.
And when he awakened to his potential, I was there to see it. You thought that the corrupted remnants of the Republic, the machines spawned by technology that Revan led into battle, were the Sith? You are wrong. The Sith is a belief. And Revan knew that the true war is not against the Republic. It waits for us beyond the Outer Rim. It shall always be a source of evil, spawning threats throughout the millennia. Revan knew this. Turning away from that which tempts you or causes you fear is not strength. Facing it is. The Jedi Council was wrong, you know. All I have ever trained have been failures to them. I do not believe the Jedi Council changed Revan as they claimed. They merely stripped away the surface and allowed the true self to emerge again, someone who was willing to wage war to save others. You have bathed in knowledge of the Sith, but there is not enough truth in such teachings, and there is something that the Council may never understand. That perhaps Revan never fell.
I have no doubt of that. I know the truth.
The difference between a fall and a sacrifice is sometimes difficult, but I feel that Revan understood that difference more than anyone knew. From here on, you guide your destiny. But in order to take the next steps, you must face your past and put it to rest. If you do not wish to hear it, then you will remain deaf to everything around you, and that shall be punishment enough.
I don't.
But the way lies past me, and if you wish to go, then you need to stop me.
I'll never fall to the dark side.
Dark energy fills these ruins, and even the fallen Sith live still.
No.
If you will not fight, then you will die. Good. You know it now. Apprentice.
Kipuna Nabonsha.
I do not need lessons in combat from you. The techniques you use even now are derived from my teachings that you are not worthy to practice.
Kavadumpa Kupaliyaya Mokarpata.
You are right. This is over. But do not think even for a second that Revan will emerge unscathed.
The dangers you faced in this tomb were real, but these images of the past serve to prepare you for your future. Surely you have felt what awaits.
Revan! But the Republic is doomed. Revan has returned. Who will now swear loyalty to the second coming of the Dark Lord? No. I wanted to help you, Revan. How else could you be saved?
Have you learned nothing? Healing is manipulation, and if you do not realize it yet, then you will discover that an act of healing depends largely on your perspective. When Revan left Korriban, the Sith Academy was thrown into turmoil. With their leader gone, many fought for the right to rule. And so, the Sith here turned on each other, resulting in the carnage you can see covering the surface of this valley. From the smallest of actions, the smallest of cruelties and kindnesses, great tragedies are made. The galaxy will bend itself only to those of strength and conviction. Instinctually, you know your true path. Trust in your feelings. They will lead you in conquering the many challenges that the future holds for you. One path will allow him to save his friends, but he shall be the weaker for it. The other route will lead him directly to this place. Are you ready?
No. This is not possible. You have rejected the dark side. The only Revan I could respect is the one who would break free of the Sith.
And know that that is the true lesson of strength, to turn away from strength that is not your own. If you care for others, then dispense with pity and sacrifice, and recognize the value in letting them fight their own battles.
As per my master's request, I shall detonate the explosives. 3.0 seconds remaining. 2.0 seconds remaining. 1.0 seconds remaining. Goodbye, Master.
Rundi Hadonga Chihonkabi. Kuyabi Juskuna Chitanai. Ina Kuna Marulira Rachikun.
Kipuna, Bonana Kichu, Kinba Mulera Dwana, Don Kinba no Kudnok Neck.
You are stronger than I had anticipated, but not strong enough. You will fall. It is inevitable. What did you expect to find here? Forgiveness? You allowed the Mandalorian Wars to consume you, and as I warned, it changed you forever.
Kipuna Nabonsha. Kavadumpa Kupaliaya Mokapata.
You may fight using unfamiliar Sith techniques, but at its most basic of forms, your combat style is still Johnny. You cannot defeat me.
Kimba Mulera Dwana. Don Kimba no Kudnok Neck.
Wasn't strong enough to avenge her, to deliver her justice. I have failed myself. I have failed her.
Bonana Kachu, Kicha Badwang.
Her name was Shauna May. She was a young child who I had rescued from a life of slavery on Sliheiron. I quickly recognized her potential in the Force, and so brought her into the Jedi Order as my first and only apprentice. Always was she eager to learn, devouring any knowledge that I imparted to her. She quickly grew into a formidable Jedi and a formidable woman. She abandoned me. She had forgotten the child on Sliheiron. Finally, your fate was something that you could control, something that you could decide. Why did you choose to follow Revan again?
Dopayumas pasen lapti non goto.
You are wrong. You never failed as my apprentice. It was I who failed as your teacher. I just couldn't bring myself to accept it, and instead allowed my pursuit of this false vengeance to consume me, to shape me into this creature of hate. I wasn't a harbinger of justice. I was only a vector for pain and misery. Jedi Master, Ijani Battle Master, I do not deserve such titles.
Wanga kum kiba bu mulera kakin chak nawagawa bakon. Donk kiba nukunek. Tanga boksha nagnong.
You didn't join the Mandalorian Wars and become a Sith out of choice. It was because of Revan's manipulations. You must accept that we are not the ones at fault here, as I have.
Choni yun tun Gigi either Dwana. Kava vulpa mulji gumana?
No. From the very beginning, it was Revan. It was Revan.
Kakin cha na kwat na bon kon. Wanakumbes chi pala mulek. Tongki pa nagnonek. Tu nikton chun chun ke nemolek rabest. Uf mala nibo kurk. Tanga bok sha nak nong. Kin kun shin kin. Ni kin kun na bule mule raji kun. Shuni yun ni jiji aldwana. Kava volpa muli kumana. Chachika don mulaka wata yumaka wamahona nek. Ashantington unumani patoka wana kuna best chinga pala multonki.
The truth.
Ni bajoni yo lak wish dopa yuma pasen lapti non goto.
No, not strength. These are just the revelations of a broken man, all too willing to cast the blame on others, yet keeping none for himself. At Terrace, it was the pursuit of vengeance that revived me, healed me, and granted a purpose to devote existence towards. Without it, I see now there is little left for me here. So then, Shadow, I ask of you, adhere to your master's will. Kill me. Kill me now.
Randi ichawa tongbola Johnny Ku, yumawamanibo lora waisha waga shichi. Kunti chiwa mchawa, dong abuk shami nonok.
Then as Shana May, the Jedi, the child on Sliheiron, do your master one final duty and end his corrupted life forever.
Hachu apanki, jishawa anibong kasha, chona si ichua byongbo Johnny, minamambato mule ra, hakugri katgota parabola.
Identity. It seems in these trying times its true meaning has become lost to me.
Chinapala mule, tonki ba non tontek, tunni chachon kun ne mule brabast. Yi ki kun no ba mula draki chichon. Ni bajoni yo lak wish, dopa yuma pasen lati non goto. Bok wala no bok cha, kun green kanchan tu pro, Nichi konchuva kin lorta ikakun.
Kobayashi, that one is stronger than I had thought. He still lives, if only barely.
Bah mulir, Selima wanga kun bitkin.
Yes, he is still alive. He has not allowed death to claim him yet, and clings to life out of the single hope that he will see you again.
Ni bajoni yo lak wish. Dopa yuma pasen lapti non goto. Nichi konchuva kin lorta ikakun.
Since Terrace, I have focused all my efforts on seeking a means to destroy. I have since forgotten what it feels like to concentrate my thoughts on restoration. It will be difficult, I think, but I will be stronger for it.
Tangabun shan omnang. Wanga kun beast kin ba mularag.
Matilda, the child on Sliheiron, I was once your teacher. Now you are mine. A life without identity is no life worth living. So I will use what life I have left to heal Kobayashi. I do not do this to seek your forgiveness. See this only as a gift. From the last remnants of your old life to the new one that awaits you.
Kava vulpa mulji gumana?
No, there is no more time for words. Every second I delay, Kobayashi comes closer to death. Bring him before me. I will do this now. This technique, I do not know for certain if it will be successful. Kobayashi may be too close to death.
Minamambato mule ra.
Hope. We shall see if it favors you, and if it favors him.
Kun kili no ba! Randi ichawa tongbola Johnny Ku.
Darius. A name I haven't heard from you in a long time. Not since you were a child. When I was a boy, I once heard an Ijani proverb. Death smiles at us all. All a man can do is smile back. At least I have found a reason to smile.
Chi pala mulek, tonki pa nagnonek, tu nikton chun ke nemolek rabest, ufmala nibokurk.
Are you enjoying the view? I don't know if it's the near-death experience talking, but there is a tranquility here that is absent on the rest of Korriban. I hadn't noticed it until now.
Jishawa anibong kasha chonasi ichua byongbo joni minamambato mule ra hakugri katkota parabola.
And Solomon, too, had a part to play. He chose to save the life of another at the expense of his own. I'm sure the Force took that as a cue to work its magic and rid this place of darkness, even if only for a time.
Rundi I chawa tongbola Johnny Ku, Yumawamanibo Lora Waisha Waga Shichi.
That sounds like a tough battle, but I guess Echani were always a little crazy when it came to war.
Bona na kachu, kicha badwang, wanga kum kiba bu mulera, kakin chak nawagawa bakon.
I believe Mechanique is close to completing his scan.
Kuyami just kuna chitanai.
So, are you ready, Shauna May?
Tanga bok sha nagnong, kin kun shin kin, nikin kun na bule mule raji kun, shuni yun ni jiji aldwana.
Then what do you want to be called? Kobayashi's already taken, if that's what you were thinking.
Tong abuk shami no nok. Watuyama kama wuna henak nek, bugra shak kunti chiwa chawa, dong abuk shami nonok. Tong abuk sha nagnong, kin kun shin kin, nikin kun na bule mule raji kun. Kakin cha na kwat na pon kon, wanakumbes, chi pala mulek, tongki pa nagnonek, rundi I chawa tongbola Johnny Ku, Yumawama nibo Lora Waisha Waga Shichi, Wufmala nibo kurk, tong abuk sha nagnong, tong abuk shami nonok. Chinapala mule, tongki ba non tontek, tunni chachon kun ne mule brabast. Jishawa anibong kasha chonasi ichua byongbo joni, slimjo puanwan dwana. Hakugri katkota la parabola. Wanga kun bist kin ba mulara choni yun tun jiji ida dwana kava vulpa mulji gumana. Wana kuna best chinga pala multonki. China pala mule tonki ba non tontek tunni chachon kun ne mule brabast. Jishawa anibung kasha chonasi ichua byongbo joni. Minamambato mule ra. Hakugri katgota parabola. Ashantington unumani patoka. Wanakuna best chinga pala multonki. Bona na kachu. Kicha badwang. Wanga kumkiba bu mule ra. Kakin chak nawagawa bakon. Donk ki ba nukunek. Rundi ichawa tongbola Johnny Ku. Yumawamanibo lora waisha waga shichi. Slimjo Puanwandwana? Tanga boksha nak nong kin kun shin kin ni kin kun na bule mule raji kun kava volpa muli kumana Jishawa anibung kasha chonasi ichua byongbo joni minamambato mule ra hakugri katgota parabola china pala mule tongki ba non tontek Chika don mulaka watayumaka wamahona nek. Yi kikon no ba muladraki chichon. Rundi ichawa tongbola Johnny Ku. Yumawamanibo lora waisha waga shichi.
Kuyabi juskuna chitanai. Ina kun mama runira rachikun. Slimo patona. Mundi hadonga chikokabi.
Hakuji kopa? Jino mularak kampiak. Slimjo Puanwandwana?
I guess that leaves me. Although I hope it doesn't turn me into the whining, moaning piece of bantha fodder that you are, Mechanique. I'm just too vibrant a person to become that monster.
Chinapala mule. Tongki ba non tontek. Tuni chachon kun ne mule brabast.
You've succeeded in this trial. I am impressed. Take care not to give in to vanity and arrogance. The broken corpses before you are all that remain of the Sith on Korriban. His death left a great vacuum of power. But supposedly, he created a holocron to teach his technique to other Sith.
This is the way of the Sith.
Yes, it is the way of the Sith. They must continually test their strength against each other. He knew he must leave all loves behind as well, no matter how deeply one cares for them. That was Revan's way, I believe.
What?
If he leaves this place, he will leave the galaxy behind him.
No.
There is nothing holding you here. Not any longer. Sith is a title, yes, but like you, the title is not who I am. It is not what I believe. For you, it is different. But there must always be a Darth Treya, one that holds the knowledge of betrayal, who has been betrayed in their heart, and will betray in turn. And that is why I must leave you.
Wait.
You felt it, did you not?
Revan, but... I wanted to help you, Revan.
No. This war is far from over. It would have helped had he made her understand, but she was always strong-willed, that one, and did not understand war as Revan did. You know where you must travel, and there I shall be waiting for you.
I sense you, my master. Faint, weak.
I'm surprised you can feel it. I feared the damage to you had deadened you to such perceptions.
They are all dead.
It was as I thought. You have failed me. Completely and utterly.
The failure is yours.
To have fallen so far and learnt nothing, that is your failing.
What is thy bidding, my master?
You are to do nothing. Korriban shall be as it always was. A graveyard for the darkest of the Sith Lords, still whispering within their tombs. I shall teach you no longer. Stay here and die, apprentice.
Why?
Let that pain be a lesson and a reminder of what you have forgotten. It is my last lesson to you.
Master, no matter how many I killed, there was no end to the pain.
You were my last hope. The only one who could avert the disaster that comes, and now you have left me nothing. It is a fitting grave until the Sith come to end you. You simply did not learn the lesson I sought to teach.
Master.
I have cut my bond to you. I have no need of it any longer.
It is fitting you came here. This planet is a graveyard for your kind. It is not mercy. What awaits you will weaken you. She thinks you should be spared, but only so you might suffer. After all that has happened, still you live. I did not summon you. Why have you returned? You were a fool to return. My betrayal was another test. I have passed and I have become stronger for it. You were once Jedi, and you care nothing for those of the Sith. I have come farther than any of her apprentices since Revan, even you. Why she would bother with one such as you is something I will never understand. Did what with all your power you could not do. Now you realize the true power of the dark side. The power of the dark side is what holds me together. Many times have I been near death, and always have I been in pain. But you cannot kill me. I cannot die. You know nothing of her teachings, nothing of the pain. I know your teacher. She clings to hope that perhaps she can train one as great as her first. I know her as an apprentice knows their master. I can end it before it begins. You are strong I cannot see as she does, but I know that in time you shall surpass her power. She knows this. Those are the words of Jedi. Jedi who over thousands of years have never turned from power, from inflicting their will on the galaxy. The only weakness is not seizing it when it lies before you. But you do not know her as I do. You have not survived her teachings as I have. If you go before her, you will be broken. Turn aside then. Deny her what she wants. Preserve yourself. The Lord Revan had the galaxy at his feet, could have made it strong, and he surrendered it to weakness. The chance to heal this fractured galaxy, and he turned away. Our chance at an empire, destroyed by Revan. It does not matter. If we were to challenge her, her weakness is you. Surrender now. Return to the surface of Malachor. There is more. It is ancient. It has been here for thousands of years, far before the Mandalorian Wars. I was there when the Academy on Korriban fell, and the Sith turned on one another like beasts. Many Jedi have been consumed by it. It draws death and hate to it, channels it. Atrocities feed its power, and with its power, it creates hunger. It drew Lord Revan, and it calls to her as well. She has earned this. I want her to die and see all that she has built cast down. Return to Malachor, or go through me. There is no middle ground.
It has been some time.
You are a wretched thing. A thing of weakness and fear. I am the master.
You would challenge me? There are techniques within the Force against which there is no defense.
Our alliance is finished, I have no need of you. I have never needed you.
I was cast down, stripped of my power. Now it ends, and the darkness comes.
The circle closes. The end begins. You dissipated your energy saving the weak. There are consequences. My life spans millennia. Legions have risen to test me. You are a blind insect, contemplating the void of space. Your striving is insignificant.